My beloved child, I invite you now to pause everything else that fills your day. Come to me for just a moment, just 2 minutes, and feel the warmth of my ever-watchful presence. I want you to know that I see you, I hear you, and I have cherished you since before you took your very first breath. I love you with a love that does not fade or diminish, no matter what you have done or failed to do. Can you sense it? Can you feel the gentle call I am placing upon your heart? Allow yourself to rest in the knowledge that you do not need to earn my love. You simply need to accept it. It is a gift I have prepared for you from the beginning of time, waiting for the moment you would reach out and open your heart to me. Yes, my precious child, I am speaking directly to you. I understand how often you might question your worth or wonder if you truly matter. In a world where people sometimes treat you like an afterthought, I declare you are anything but forgotten. You have a place in my plan, a purpose that is uniquely yours. You were crafted with care, chosen in love, and entrusted with gifts that only you can bring to the world. Even in your moments of doubt, those times when you wonder if there is anything special about you, know that I see your hidden strengths, your quiet hopes, and even your unspoken fears. I see when you toss and turn at night, your mind racing with concerns about whether you will be able to provide for yourself and the ones you love. I notice the knot in your stomach when you think of the future and worry about how all the pieces will fit together. And I tell you this with absolute certainty. I know your burdens and I care for you deeply. When your tears fall, when your heart aches, you are not alone. My heart aches alongside yours, and my hand is extended, ready to lift you up when you feel you cannot stand on your own. Let me be your refuge, a place where you can find strength when you feel weak. When I speak these words, I am not condemning or judging you for feeling anxious or weary. I realize that your life can at times be overwhelming, filled with responsibilities that seem to stretch you beyond your limits. Maybe you worry about the next bill, the next meal, the next step in your career. Perhaps you are fighting battles that no one else can see. Battles of the mind where self-doubt and stress wage a seemingly endless war. My dear child, I want you to rest in my love and let the tensions in your soul loosen, if even for a short while. Come and bring your concerns to me. You can speak them aloud or whisper them in the quiet of your heart. I will hear you. I already know them, yet I long to listen to your voice, to be close to you in every moment of your life. Do you sometimes feel overlooked or misunderstood? I see that too. I watch as you try so hard to communicate your feelings, your dreams, and your needs to those around you, only to be met with indifference or confusion. In these moments of rejection, I want you to remember that I always understand you. I created your voice, your thoughts, and your emotions. There is nothing about you that is unknown to me, and still I love you just as you are. You do not need to edit yourself or pretend to be something you are not. Bring me your joys, your frustrations, your questions, your laughter, and your tears. I will hold all of it carefully, like a treasure that I guard with unwavering devotion. My desire is for you to flourish, to find peace in the knowledge that you are cradled in my hands, safe and secure. Even when the world feels unstable, when relationships fail, or when society's expectations become too heavy, I remain the same. I am your anchor, the firm foundation that will never give way. Think of me as a loving presence who wants to see you succeed, to see you thrive in the abundance of gifts I have placed within you. When you feel lost, look for me in the silence, in the gentle nudge within your spirit that says, I am here. When you feel uncertain, remember that my guidance is available whenever you seek it. I long to be involved in your decisions, your daily struggles, and your victories, both big and small. Can I share something with you about fear? I see the ways fear tries to rob you of your peace and your joy. Fear whispers lies into your ear, telling you that you are not enough, that you will fail, or that the path ahead is too daunting. But I am here to cast out that fear. With me, you do not walk alone. Like a strong shield, I stand ready to protect and defend you from every arrow of doubt and discouragement. The storms of life may rage around you, but they cannot drown you when you are in my care. Yes, you will face challenges, and sometimes you may stumble. But every time you do, I am present with arms outstretched to steady you, to help you rise again, stronger and more resilient than before. Now I ask you to take a step of faith. Trust that I want to speak to you personally. Come to me for those precious 2 minutes, a small commitment, yet so significant. Quiet your heart, let the noise of your busy mind settle, and listen for my voice. You might sense me in the stillness, or you might feel a soft prompting that seems to come from deep within your heart. This is me knocking at the door of your spirit, asking to be invited in, not as a distant figure, but as the one who desires intimacy with you. Prayer need not be complicated or intimidating. It can be as simple as sharing a thought, a worry, or even a word of gratitude. I treasure those moments, and each time you turn to me, you strengthen the bond between us. Do you think you are too flawed, too broken, or too worn down for me to love and accept? Let me erase that lie from your mind. I love you in your highs and in your lows, when you are celebrating and when you are mourning. I love you in your mistakes and in your triumphs. Nothing can diminish the deep affection I hold for you. My love is not earned through your actions. It is a constant truth that anchors all of creation. Remember this: your worth is not defined by your achievements or your failures, but by my unchanging devotion to you. Hold on to that truth and let it breathe new life into your weary soul. Take comfort in knowing that the things you consider weaknesses may be the very areas where my strength will shine the brightest. When you are vulnerable, when you admit that you need help, that is when my power can flow into your life in extraordinary ways. Think of the times you have felt alone or misunderstood. Those moments are opportunities for you to experience my presence in a deeper way. I have not forsaken you, my child. I am here, ready to fill your emptiness with my hope, ready to calm your anxieties with my steady hand, ready to show you a future that is far greater than you can imagine. Even though you may have heard many voices claiming to speak in my name, I want you to recognize my true voice, one of love, compassion, and grace. I do not seek to scare you into submission, nor do I berate you for your shortcomings. Instead, I offer you a path that leads to freedom, transformation, and peace. Yes, there are times when I will correct you, but understand that my correction is rooted in love, aimed at guiding you away from harm and into the fullness of the life I designed for you. When you sense that tug on your conscience, know that I am drawing you back to the safety of my protective arms. In the quiet space of your heart, I whisper, you are not alone. You are not forgotten. I am with you. I invite you to hold on to this truth. Let it soak into your spirit and carry it with you in every moment. When you wake, when you work, when you rest, and when you dream. Let it shape your choices, your attitudes, and your interactions with others. Let it remind you that you are intrinsically connected to me, the one who formed you and understands you better than you understand yourself. Take these next 2 minutes to reflect, to open your heart and speak to me. There is no special ritual needed, no specific posture required, just sincerity and openness. I am already near, waiting to hear your voice. Though you might not see or feel me in the way you expect, know that my presence can transcend every barrier, be it physical, emotional, or spiritual. I move in ways you cannot always perceive, orchestrating events, weaving together blessings, and preparing you for breakthroughs that will reveal my care in undeniable ways. Let me leave you with this thought before you continue reading. I have created you with a divine calling that only you can fulfill. You are my beloved, my cherished creation. No matter the storms you face, no matter the mistakes you think define you, you are infinitely precious in my eyes. Receive my love, my child, and carry it with you wherever you go. I promise that when you turn to me, you will discover a strength, a comfort, and a peace that surpasses all understanding. And know this above all else: I love you now and forever. My dear child, I see your heart and the unspoken questions that linger there. You may wonder, if God loves me so much, why do I still feel pain? Why do my problems not vanish as soon as I turn to Him? Let me gently remind you that I never promised a life without challenges. But I did promise that you would never have to face those challenges alone. Pain is a part of the journey in this world, a place where brokenness and struggle often abound. Yet in the midst of these trials, I am ever present, working to bring hope and restoration in ways you may not recognize immediately. Sometimes the very situations you fear will break you are the ones that refine you, shaping your character and teaching you perseverance. Just as precious metals are purified by intense heat, your spirit grows and matures when you walk through difficulties with me at your side. In these times, you learn to rely on my strength rather than your own limited power. You discover a deeper faith that can sustain you through any storm. Think about moments in your past that felt insurmountable, yet you are still here, breathing, reading these words. And that is no small thing. It testifies to the resilience I have placed within you, and my hand that has guided you, even when you were not aware. My beloved, I do not ask you to ignore your pain or pretend it doesn't exist. Instead, I invite you to bring it before me, raw and honest. Cry out to me when you are hurt, and rejoice with me when you find relief. I am a God who feels alongside you, who cares deeply about every tear that slips down your cheek. Let my love be a balm to your wounds, a soothing reminder that you are never abandoned. The scars you carry are not marks of shame, but signs that you have lived, you have grown, and you have conquered obstacles that once threatened to overpower you. And through each scar, my grace shines, reflecting the healing and renewal that I make possible. I want you to see the potential for beauty in the midst of ashes. When your plans crumble, when relationships falter, or when uncertainty clouds your path, remember that I can bring good out of every situation. This is not to say that the adversity you face is trivial, nor that it should be dismissed. Yet, my child, I can take even the darkest moments and weave them into a larger tapestry of redemption and purpose. That is one of the miracles of my love. When you invite me into every circumstance, you open the door for transformation that can lead you to discover deeper joy, empathy, and wisdom than you ever thought possible. There will be voices that try to tell you that you are alone in your struggles, that no one can understand what you're facing. Let me assure you, I understand. I see the unique challenges that arise in your work, your home, your relationships, and your personal struggles. Your concerns about finances, your fear of failure, and your loneliness in crowded rooms do not go unnoticed by me. When you feel overshadowed or overlooked, I am there, illuminating your worth. When doubt creeps in, questioning your abilities, I am there, affirming the gifts I have placed within you. Never doubt that my gaze is upon you, full of compassion and the desire to uplift you in every season of your life. Child, do not be afraid to dream again. Sometimes, repeated disappointments can make you hesitate to hope for better days. You might think it's safer to keep your expectations low, to shield your heart from further hurt. But I say to you, dare to hope. Dare to believe in the possibilities I can unfold in your life. I have placed passions and visions inside you for a reason. These are not random. They are whispers of destiny, clues to the path I have set before you. Trust me to guide you, even if the way seems unclear right now. With each step of faith you take, I will illuminate the path a little more, showing you that I am an ever-present companion, leading you toward a future filled with promise. Let me ask you something. Why do you worry so much about what lies ahead? I understand that uncertainty can be daunting, but remember that I already stand in your tomorrows. I hold time in my hands from the first breath you drew to the final moment you will experience in this life. I have a vantage point that sees the grand design, the ultimate culmination of all things. While you only see a fragment of the bigger picture, I see it all, and I assure you that nothing in your future is hidden from my sight. Yes, you will have to navigate twists and turns, but each detour can teach you something valuable if you allow it. When you talk to me, do not feel pressured to compose lengthy or poetic prayers. My heart is not moved by the eloquence of your words, but by the sincerity of your spirit. Simply come as you are. If you are exhausted, tell me. If you are angry, tell me. If you are elated, tell me. Bring all of yourself into my presence without shame or reservation. I see you fully, and I want to walk with you through every emotion, every thought, every change of circumstance. This intimacy with me is what transforms your life from the inside out, giving you the courage to face each day with newfound hope and determination. There may be times when you feel unworthy to stand before me because of mistakes or regrets. My dear child, let me remind you that grace is what bridges the gap between your imperfection and my holiness. Your flaws and failures do not disqualify you from my love. They draw me even closer to you, for I am the God of redemption. Where guilt tries to bind you, my mercy sets you free. Where shame attempts to silence you, my acceptance gives you a new voice. Allow yourself to be embraced by the reality that no sin, no failure, no shortcoming can ever outweigh the magnitude of my grace. I have paid the price to claim you as my own, and I will never let you go. If you find yourself in a season of waiting, wondering when I will answer your prayers, do not mistake my timing for inaction or indifference. Often, the waiting period is a precious season of preparation. In the silence, your faith grows. In the stillness, your character is refined. In the patient endurance, you learn that my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. What you perceive as delays may very well be acts of loving wisdom, positioning circumstances and people in just the right way to bring about the best outcome for your life. Trust that I am never late, and I never forget the cries of your heart. Think about the times I have already rescued you, maybe not in dramatic, show-stopping ways, but in the quiet moments when you almost gave up. Perhaps a sudden phone call from a friend, a timely word of encouragement, or a moment of inspiration changed the course of your day. Those are not coincidences. Those are glimpses of my hand at work, intervening in your life with subtle grace. I delight in showing up for you in both big and small ways. Look around you. Pay attention to the signs of my care woven into your daily life. The smile of a stranger, the beauty of a sunset, the unexpected solution to a nagging problem. Each can be a reminder that I am involved in your story. My child, I also encourage you to cultivate gratitude. This is not because I need constant praise, but because gratitude opens your eyes to the blessings that are already present in your life. It shifts your perspective from lack to abundance, from worry to wonder. When you begin to thank me for what you have, you create space in your heart for even more blessings to flow. It's like a gentle breeze that clears away the clouds of negativity, revealing the warm light of hope. So, take a moment, even a small one, to breathe a word of thanks for something in your life, no matter how simple it may seem. Each breath of gratitude strengthens the connection between us, allowing my love to flow more freely into your awareness. I want to emphasize again, you have a purpose. The gifts and talents you possess, the passions that stir your soul, the lessons you have learned through trial and error, all of these are part of the unique tapestry of your being. I did not create you to float aimlessly through life. Rather, I crafted you with intention, shaping your personality, your interests, and even your quirks for a reason. Seek me, and you will find the guidance to use those gifts in ways that bless others and fulfill your own heart. You will discover that serving from a place of love and authenticity brings a joy that no worldly achievement can match. If you feel weighed down by expectations, either from others or from yourself, know that my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I do not call you to strive endlessly for perfection or approval. Instead, I invite you to rest in me, to let my power be made perfect in your weakness. It is in surrender, not in relentless striving, that you will find true fulfillment and peace. Let go of the constant pressure to be someone else or to meet unattainable standards. I have designed you to be uniquely you, and in my eyes, you are a masterpiece in progress, a beautiful work of art continually being shaped by the masterful hands of your Creator. Remember this always. My love for you does not waver based on your performance or your mood. It is a steady current that flows from my heart into yours, drawing you closer and inviting you to dive deeper. There is no fear in love, for perfect love casts out fear. When anxiety threatens to overwhelm you, lean on my love. When insecurity rears its head, remember who you are in my sight, cherished, chosen, and treasured. The labels the world might try to place on you, failure, disappointment, inadequate, mean nothing compared to what I call you, my child, dearly loved and forever significant. Take another 2 minutes with me. Close your eyes if you can, and slow your breathing. Let each inhale remind you that I am giving you life. Let each exhale release the tension and worry that have built up in your heart. Speak my name in your thoughts, or whisper it softly. Feel the calm that descends as you acknowledge my presence. This simple act can center you, reminding you that I am closer than the very air you breathe. I have never left you, and I never will. Together we will walk through every valley and climb every mountain, and you will see that even in the hardest moments, my grace is sufficient. So come to me, my beloved. Unburden your heart. Ask your questions. Voice your fears. Share your dreams. I am listening, always. And as you speak, I will cover you with a peace that surpasses human understanding, a tranquility that will guard your heart and mind. Know that you are infinitely more precious to me than you can comprehend. No matter how many times you feel you have fallen short, you can always return to me, for my arms are wide open, ready to welcome you back home. Such is the nature of my love, relentless, patient, and ever faithful. Bask in it, and find the rest your soul has been yearning for. My cherished one, I want you to understand just how intimately I know you and how deeply I care for you. From the instant your life began, I have been watching over you, delighting in every breath you take. When you wake up in the morning, my gaze is upon you. When you fall asleep at night, I remain by your side. I never tire, I never slumber, and I never grow weary of loving you. Though you may not always feel my presence, it is a constant, just like the air that surrounds you. If only you could see yourself from my perspective for a moment, you would realize that you are a magnificent creation, worth more than all the riches of the universe. Let me speak to your heart about the burdens you carry. You may think that you must soldier on alone, that seeking help is a sign of weakness. In this world, vulnerability is often misconstrued as frailty, but in my kingdom, vulnerability is a pathway to healing and connection. When you reveal your honest struggles, you open doors for my love to enter and bring comfort. The masks you wear to protect yourself from judgment also prevent you from receiving the compassion and support you desperately need. As you speak to me in prayer, bring me the rawest parts of you, your hurts, your anger, your confusion, your regrets. I do not turn away from pain. I move toward it with healing in my wings. If you are feeling lost or as if your life lacks direction, know that I, your Heavenly Father, have a plan for you that is greater than any disappointment you have faced. I see a future filled with possibilities that stretch beyond what your eyes can perceive. I know every detour and every roadblock you will encounter, and I am already crafting a path forward. While I appreciate your determination to plan and work hard, remember to leave room for me to guide and reshape your steps according to my perfect wisdom. I want you to experience the thrill of partnering with the divine, stepping forward in faith while trusting that I have orchestrated circumstances behind the scenes to bring about something extraordinary. Yet, I also understand the fears that keep you up at night. The anxiety over finances, the worry about health, the concern for loved ones, the uncertainty of finding lasting fulfillment. These are real pressures that weigh on your soul. My child, let me remind you that you are not designed to carry these burdens alone. Lay them at my feet, one by one, and watch how I transform your perspective. Though your problems may not vanish instantly, the sense of isolation and helplessness will begin to dissipate as you realize that I hold you securely in my arms. The more you trust in my sovereignty, the more you will find rest for your weary spirit. Listen carefully. Do you feel as though your past mistakes disqualify you from receiving my help and blessings? Release that thought right now. I am the one who can make all things new, who washes away every stain of guilt, and who clothes you in robes of righteousness that you have not earned but have been freely given. Your past does not dictate your future when you place it under my grace. Even the relationships you believe are irreparably damaged can be revived by the healing power of my love. Offer them to me and be patient as I mend what is broken. Sometimes this process requires humility and forgiveness, both receiving it and granting it. Forgiveness is a bridge that allows my grace to flow into situations seemingly beyond repair. I want you to know that the support and guidance you seek can come in countless forms. It might be a timely conversation with a friend, an inspirational message that catches your eye at just the right moment, or a new door of opportunity that opens unexpectedly. These are not mere coincidences. They are my gentle interventions, arranged to remind you that I am actively involved in your life's narrative. I am the God who parts seas, who calms storms, and who breathes life into dry bones. So do not underestimate what I can do for you in your everyday reality, no matter how insignificant it may appear. There is no aspect of your life that is too small or too mundane for my attention. Consider this question. What if the challenges you are facing right now are preparing you for something greater than you can imagine? Sometimes the only way to build resilience and empathy is through hardship. Through the difficulties, you develop compassion for others who are walking similar roads. You gain wisdom that cannot be acquired through comfort alone. And most importantly, you learn that my presence is sufficient, even when every earthly security is stripped away. Your character is not formed through ease, but through perseverance, through faith refined by fire, and through the quiet assurance that I am with you always. My precious child, I yearn for you to grow closer to me, not out of obligation or fear, but because I have such a rich and abundant life to share with you. When you set aside those 2 minutes each day, or whenever you feel prompted by my spirit, you open yourself to a divine exchange. As you talk to me, as you invite my guidance into your moments, you will begin to perceive my voice more clearly. It may be a soft whisper in your mind, a feeling of deep peace, or even a sense of conviction steering you away from harm. No matter how I communicate, know that I do so because I am deeply invested in your well-being and your ultimate destiny. At times, you might wonder if I am disappointed in you. Perhaps you have strayed from what you believe to be the right path, or you have neglected spiritual practices that once nurtured your soul. My response to you remains the same. I love you. I do not withhold my affection based on your level of perfection or devotion. Instead, I gently call you back with kindness and mercy. I draw you with cords of love, not force. Return to me at any moment, as many times as you need, and I will welcome you with joy. Do not allow shame to separate you from the healing embrace you so desperately need. Shame tells you to hide, but my love calls you to step into the light where healing and restoration await. I also see the areas where you have been hurt by others, where trust was broken, where you felt betrayed or abandoned. Those wounds run deep, and you may struggle to believe that true love and loyalty exist. Let me remind you that I am not like those who have harmed you. My intentions for you are always pure, always for your good. As you begin to let my love fill those broken places, you will find the courage to forgive and to rebuild trust in healthier relationships. Scars may remain, but they can become a testament to the redemptive power of grace, rather than a prison that keeps you bound to bitterness and fear. My child, do you ever look at the world and feel overwhelmed by the suffering, the injustice, and the chaos that seems to abound? It is easy to lose hope, to question whether goodness is truly at work. But remember that I have overcome the world. In the midst of darkness, I call my children to shine as lights, reflecting my heart of compassion, justice, and love. You are part of that calling. When you offer a helping hand, a kind word, or a prayer for someone in distress, you align yourself with my mission to bring restoration. Do not underestimate the ripple effect of even the smallest act of kindness done in my name. It might be exactly what someone else needs to believe that hope is still alive. In your own sphere of influence, be it your family, your workplace, or your circle of friends, I encourage you to see yourself as an ambassador of my love. You do not need to preach sermons or wear a sign announcing your faith. Simply let my compassion inform your actions. Extend grace when it is not expected. Offer understanding when judgment would be easier. These gestures speak louder than words, and they bear witness to a love that transcends human limitations. And when people notice something different about you, do not hesitate to share that it is my love flowing through you, shaping your words and deeds. Let me remind you once more that I am working even when you cannot perceive it. In seasons of grief, loss, or great uncertainty, you may feel deserted or question whether I am still present. Child, I am closer than your own breath. I capture every tear. I hear every sigh. Though the night may seem long, dawn is inevitable. I have designed life in such a way that darkness gives way to light, despair gives way to hope. Remember that the tomb could not hold victory back. Resurrection power is my very essence. The same power that brought life from death is at work in your situation, breathing hope into what appears hopeless, shining light into shadows of despair. Take another moment, just 2 minutes more, to rest in my presence. Quiet the inner critic and hush the voices that demand constant productivity. Let me infuse your mind with my peace. Breathe deeply, and as you do, imagine my spirit filling every part of you with reassurance and calm. My peace is a peace that transcends logic, surpassing all understanding. It is not dependent on external circumstances, but grounded in the unchanging reality of my love for you. Whenever fear attempts to creep back in, you can return to this place of stillness, remembering that you are safe with me. Child, I also want to encourage you to meditate on my promises. Throughout history, I have made covenants with my people, pledging my faithfulness and love. Those covenants stand even today. My words are not empty. They carry the power to transform, to heal, and to bring life. In moments of doubt, recall the promises I have given, that I am with you always, that my grace is sufficient, that I will supply all your needs, and that I am the one who renews your strength. As you hold on to these truths, you will find that your spirit becomes resilient against the challenges life may bring. You are anchored, rooted in the unwavering foundation of my character. Sometimes all it takes is a single word from me to change everything. A sudden realization that you are adored, a renewed conviction that victory is at hand, a gentle reminder that you can let go of your anxieties. So tune your heart to my frequency. Be still enough to hear my voice in the shuffle of daily life. Observe how I might speak to you through nature, through a song, through a conversation with a friend. Be attentive, because I am always speaking, always communicating my heart for you. I love you, my child. There is no limit to how many times I will say it, or how often I will show it. My love is your constant companion, your truest identity, and your greatest hope. As you journey through each stage of life, whether you are young or old, healthy or ill, thriving or struggling, my love never diminishes. It is the bedrock upon which you can build your dreams, face your challenges, and discover your purpose. Let it be your shield and your song, your consolation and your celebration. When you reflect on these words, let them not be fleeting thoughts but seeds planted in the soil of your heart. Water them with continuous communication with me, with time spent pondering my truths, and with acts of love shown to yourself and others. Watch as these seeds grow into a garden of faith, hope, and love that can weather any storm. In due time, you will look back and realize that I was guiding you, nurturing you, and cherishing you through every season. I do not leave you, nor do I forsake you. Believe it, embrace it, let that knowledge seep into every fiber of your being. As you go about your day, let your soul remain connected to me like a branch to the vine. In this union, you will find strength, creativity, and a depth of joy that transcends human understanding. And in moments of weakness, remember that my strength is perfected when you acknowledge your need for me. That is the beautiful exchange. Your frailty for my power, your uncertainty for my assurance, your brokenness for my wholeness. So hear my call once again. Come, spend these 2 minutes with me. Open your heart, receive my love, and let your spirit be restored. You are never an afterthought in my eyes. You are the one I have chosen, the one I have called by name. There are gifts within you waiting to be awakened, blessings with your name on them, and a future that is shaped by my hands. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that I, the God who breathed galaxies into existence, am walking beside you. And as you step into tomorrow, carry these words with you. I love you, I believe in you, and I am forever by your side. My precious child, as you continue this journey of listening to my heart, I want to draw your attention to the dreams and desires that live deep within you. You might have locked some of them away, convinced they were too ambitious or too idealistic. Yet I, who formed your heart, placed certain longings there for a reason. These are not random whims, but reflections of the unique purpose I designed for you. Perhaps you've felt a stirring to help others in a specific way, to pursue a creative passion that sets your soul alight. or to embark on a path that feels unconventional, yet strangely compelling. All these quiet nudges are my reminders that you are meant for more than a life of silent complacency. Do you see how your gifts and passions align? That is no accident. I have orchestrated each talent, each inclination, each piece of knowledge you've gathered over the years, so that they might converge into a destiny that not only fulfills you, but also blesses those around you. It is easy to become discouraged when you compare yourself to others, or when obstacles loom larger than your courage. But remember, you were never meant to follow someone else's exact path. I have a personal blueprint for your life, and each step you take in alignment with my guidance brings you closer to a future that shines with promise. Let me speak to you about faith. Faith is not just the acceptance of my existence, but a living trust that permeates your actions and attitudes. It is believing that I am who I say I am, and that I will do what I have promised, even when your physical senses tell you otherwise. Faith does not deny reality, but it acknowledges that there is a higher reality, one governed by my limitless power and compassion. When you act in faith, you tap into resources beyond your human capacity. You discover strength you never knew you had, courage that propels you forward when fear would rather paralyze you. But how do you build such faith? By spending time with me, by letting my word resonate in your spirit, and by stepping out in small acts of trust that gradually grow into a lifestyle. It could be as simple as choosing kindness when you feel wronged, believing that I will handle justice in my perfect timing. It could be forgiving someone who hurt you, trusting that my grace is sufficient to mend your heart. It could be giving out of your resources to help someone in need, believing that I will supply all you require. Each act of trust fortifies the connection between us, weaving your life more deeply into the tapestry of my overarching plan. When doubt creeps in, as it inevitably will, do not be alarmed. Doubt does not disqualify you from my love or my blessings. Rather, see it as an opportunity to dig deeper, to ask questions, and to seek my face more earnestly. I am not afraid of your doubts, child. I welcome your honest queries, your wrestling with the mysteries of existence, your yearning for clarity. It is in sincere seeking that true revelation occurs. In your quest for answers, you will often find that my presence is enough to settle your spirit, even if all your questions are not immediately resolved. I invite you to rest in the assurance that I hold both the known and the unknown, and I remain steadfastly by your side. My beloved, do not overlook the importance of community. While personal time with me is essential, I have also designed you for relationships. There is power in shared stories, in collective prayer, and in the mutual support found within friendships, families, and fellow travelers of faith. When you gather with others to honor me, to learn, to celebrate, and even to lament, you weave bonds that strengthen everyone involved. True community reflects my character, a tapestry of diverse souls, each contributing its distinct color and thread, coming together to create something beautiful and unified. Do not deprive yourself of this gift. Though people are imperfect, the potential for growth, healing, and joy found in community is immeasurable. Consider the pressing issues in your world: hunger, injustice, loneliness, division. These are not problems for you to carry alone. They are calls to collective action, to empathy, to shared sacrifice. When you connect with others who share a vision of making the world more reflective of my love and justice, you become agents of transformation. No single person can solve all the world's ills, but if each child of mine embraces their part, together you can shine rays of hope into the darkest corners. Let that hope begin in your heart, then extend it to those in your immediate sphere and allow it to ripple outward in ever-widening circles. I know, dear one, that you have experienced wounds. some inflicted by the very people who claimed to represent me. Religious institutions and leaders, meant to be conduits of grace, have sometimes caused pain. If that is your story, I weep with you. I urge you not to conflate their failures with my heart. I am always for you, always seeking your good. The hypocrisy of humans does not nullify my purity. The judgments of humans do not override my mercy. If you carry bitterness toward these individuals or institutions, bring that bitterness to me. Let me heal the resentment and restore your perspective so you might rediscover a faith unclouded by human shortcomings. Will you let me break the chains of fear that keep you from living boldly? Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of being unloved. These can bind you more securely than iron shackles. Yet my perfect love casts out fear. When you truly absorb how cherished you are, you begin to realize that even if the entire world rejected you, my arms remain open. That realization grants you a freedom few ever taste, a freedom to love without restraint, to try and fail without despair, and to speak truth without trembling. My child, life is too fleeting to remain trapped in fear. Step out of the shadows and into the light of my unwavering acceptance. I want to make a declaration over you. You are destined for good things. This does not mean a life without adversity. Rather, it means that in every season I have a purpose for you. In times of abundance, you will learn generosity. In times of scarcity, you will learn reliance upon my provision. In times of joy, you will learn gratitude. In times of sorrow, you will learn compassion. As you progress through these seasons, you will discover that each experience equips you to fulfill the destiny I have laid out for you. Nothing is wasted. Every tear, every triumph, every uncertainty can become a tool in my hands to shape you into the person you are meant to be. Look within yourself and notice those sparks of passion that refuse to be extinguished. Those interests, causes, or visions that keep resurfacing no matter how many times you've tried to set them aside. That is my invitation to explore and cultivate those areas. Do not let the fear of the unknown stop you. In stepping forward, you might stumble, you might face rejection or criticism, but you will also grow. You will develop resilience and discover aspects of yourself you never knew existed. Remember, it is often through challenge that your calling becomes clearer and your determination stronger. Pause with me now for these 2 minutes once again. Close your eyes if you are able. Imagine all your concerns, from the trivial to the monumental, placed in your open palms. Now envision my hands, hands that formed galaxies and painted sunsets, gently covering yours. Feel the release as your burdens transfer from your shaking fingers to my capable grasp. Breathe out worry, breathe in peace. This moment of surrender is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing posture of the heart. Every day, every hour, every breath, you can choose to trust me with the details of your life. Through practice, surrender becomes second nature, and peace becomes your steady companion. My precious child, as you navigate the complexities of human relationships, work, and personal growth, remember that I celebrate every small victory with you. When you show kindness to someone who is difficult to love, when you resist the urge to lie or manipulate, when you extend grace instead of judgment, you mirror my character. These daily acts of faithfulness, though they may go unnoticed by the world, do not escape my attention. I treasure them. They are like fragrant offerings that rise up to my throne, testimonies that my spirit is alive and active in your heart. Do not underestimate the power of consistent, small acts of love and obedience. If at times you feel the weight of regret pressing upon you, recall that my grace is designed to deal with regret once and for all. Confess your missteps to me, genuinely, and with a sincere desire to grow. Immediately, I provide forgiveness, erasing every trace of condemnation. However, Understand that forgiveness does not always remove the consequences. Sometimes you must walk through the aftermath of your choices. Even then, I am with you, guiding you to a place of restoration. Your story is not defined by a single chapter or a single mistake. I weave all of it, every broken piece, into a narrative of redemption, if you will entrust it to me. In moments of loneliness, realize that I long to be your closest companion. Though human connections are vital, they cannot fully satisfy the depth of your longing for unconditional love. That longing is a homing beacon, directing you back to me. When friends fail you, when family misunderstands you, or when you find yourself isolated in a crowd, turn inward to my presence. Let my voice affirm your worth. Let my peace remind you that solitude does not have to be emptiness. With me, solitude can become a sanctuary of renewal. I urge you, dear child, to remember that your journey with me is not a pass-fail exam. Rather, it is a relationship, a dance, a long and beautiful pilgrimage. You will make mistakes. You will have moments of brilliance and moments of oversight. Through it all, my love remains steady. When you celebrate a personal breakthrough, share your joy with me, for I delight in your progress. When you encounter a stumbling block, bring your frustration to me, and I will guide you around or over it. Our bond is not contingent upon your perfection. It is anchored in my unshakable commitment to you. Let your guard down with me, child. Let every wall you've built for self-protection crumble before my grace. In my presence, you do not need to pretend. If you are weary, let me soothe you. If you are elated, let me rejoice with you. If you are confused, let me offer clarity, or at least the comfort of knowing that you are understood. I know you better than you know yourself. I formed your heart and mind. I know the unspoken dreams and the hidden pain. Nothing about you is a mystery to me, so let trust lead you into deeper intimacy with the one who loves you most. Yes, storms may be brewing on the horizon. Challenges may wait just around the corner. Yet take heart. I have already gone before you, preparing a way through the trials. I provide you with my armor, truth to guard your mind, righteousness to guard your heart, peace to guide your feet, faith to shield you from doubt, salvation to remind you of your identity, and my word as a sword of hope and power. Clothe yourself in these each day, and you will stand firm no matter the intensity of the tempest. Now, as we approach the conclusion of our time here, I want you to know that these words I speak do not end when you turn away from this moment. My voice is ceaseless, echoing through the chambers of your life. In the stillness, in the chaos, in the triumphs, and in the defeats, I remain your steadfast companion. Return to me as often as you can, not from a sense of duty, but from a hunger to stay connected to the source of true life. If you wander, I will gently call you back. If you grow restless, I will remind you of my peace. Never doubt that you are locked in an eternal embrace of divine love. Finally, my child, release every worry about the future into my hands. I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you a hope and a future. Trust in that promise. Let it be an anchor for your soul. Take one step at a time, guided by my counsel, and watch miracles unfold in the simplest of moments. You might not see the entire picture yet, but you have enough for today. And when tomorrow comes, my grace will be there waiting for you, just as surely as the sun rises in the sky. Walk boldly in my love, beloved child, for you are never alone, never abandoned, and always enveloped in my heart of compassion. Amen.